Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. It's so good to see you. I'm so glad you joined me tonight. Let me pull this up so that I can see. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to see. Let's see. I know what else I need to do to turn that sound off. There we go. Maybe I can see any comments that might show through. I don't always. But anyway, so glad you joined me. Are you having did you have a great first week of June? I did. We've had some really warm weather here in Michigan the last few days. We even had some mid to upper 80s, might have hit 90, but it's a little cooler today. And actually, my stamp room is in my basement. I'm kind of cold. I've got my fleece on today, so don't mind me. But if you recall, last week I made this card using, and I know you're going to want to know the name of the stamp set, and the bundle I don't remember, but someone's going to win it. Someone who shared it last week. So that's what you do. If you watch my video, you like what you see and you share it, then you get a chance to win. And the winner for this card is Barbara Smith. So Barbara, I'll be getting this card out to you in the mail here very, very shortly. And I always appreciate everybody that shares my video. I really do. So I see Kay has joined me. Welcome. Hi, Kay. Okay, we are going to switch here and go to my hands, and we're going to get started. I have a fun technique to show you tonight. It's been floating around on social media, and I finally this weekend got around to trying it out, okay? And it makes these really, see that little that background behind there? That's vellum, and I've used blends and a secret ingredient to make this background. So we're going to show you how to do it today, okay? Let's see. Let me go ahead and get started. Let me pull out my stuff. I like to work on my silicone mat because this might get a little bit messy and kind of soak through, so it just protects my mat. And I'm going to put a little piece of paper on top too. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some pieces of vellum and make them look like really pretty backgrounds. And I kind of feel like it's inspired by that one DSP that goes with the Artistically inked suite. Kind of sort of looks like that. But you know what? Sometimes you don't want to cut your paper up, and I was kind of feeling that way, so I decided I would try it out. So obviously this is the one that I used behind this, and this is what I used for this card. So I'm going to show you how to do both of those, okay? It's really easy. There's a secret ingredient you have to have. So anyway, we'll get there. Anyway, we started out with my silicone mat and just a piece of paper, scrap paper, and some paper towel. Then need a little bowl or a little cup or something, and then you need isopropyl alcohol. But most of us probably have 70% in our medicine cabinet, but what you want is the 91. It's really pretty available. My husband picked it up for me when he went to the store this weekend at Kroger, as you can see. So I know a couple of the local chain pharmacies had it too on their web pages. So 70 does not work as well. That's what I tried it with first, and I couldn't get them to blend quite as well. So once I got the 91, that was the key, okay? So I'm going to put some of this in a bowl. You can always put more. Oh shoot, I just made a mess, didn't I? Haha. What a way to start out. This went squirt. Let me blot that up there. Yeah, and that's, I guess we've got a very wet host code, don't we? That's the host code if you want to place an order. And don't forget the retiring list, last chance list for the mini catalog is out, and those things are available till the end of the month. If you go to my website and you place an order using this host code for $50 or more before shipping and tax, I'll send you a free embellishment, okay? Okay, so where's my vellum here? Let's start with the bigger piece. That's for this card, this hello card, okay? So, and really you can use any colors you want. I want to make sure I don't get that in that alcohol. The nice thing about alcohol is it dries really fast. So, yeah, that's already dry all around there. So that's one thing that's nice. So you can really use any color. They need to be alcohol markers, okay? And I found that darker colors were better. Lighter colors kind of didn't give you the vibrancy you wanted, but you know what? Depending on the project you're working on, they may be absolutely fine. So for this one, I have Soft Succulent. These are all the darks. Wipe that off. It's Soft Succulent, Calypso Coral. This one's Rich Razzleberry. This one's Misty Moonlight, Polished Pink, and Flirty Flamingo. Okay, I don't need that quite yet. And what we're simply going to do is take our markers, and I use, a lot of the demonstrators I saw use the paintbrush end, but I'd rather use the thicker end because I feel like the paintbrush end, I like to save that because it's kind of a little more fragile. It gets messed up easier. So I use the bigger end, okay? And I'm just taking this marker and I'm just making, you know, color patches all over the vellum. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to cover this piece up completely, okay? With all sorts of different colors. And for what I'm doing, you know, putting it underneath this die cut, it doesn't have to be really, you know, I don't have to worry too much about, even if it doesn't blend real well. I'd probably have to worry about that more in the green and the yellow one. Okay, so I'm just putting some of these. And I would encourage you to play around with color combinations till you get something you like. It's a lot of fun, and none of these ever turn out the same, okay? So I'm gonna put some down here too. This is the Rich Razzleberry. There we go. Those aren't spots, those are just things that are showing through the vellum there. I like to work with vellum. Some people find it kind of hard to work with it. The nice thing too with this application, you don't have to worry so much about you know, the adhesive that you use showing, which is something sometimes you have to worry about, kind of hiding that the adhesive. Okay, and the Soft Succulent. And see, there's really no rhyme, no reason, no right, no wrong. Just filling in with your colors. And again, trial and error in terms of colors, and nothing, it's going to be different every time. But the more you do it, the more fun stuff you're going to see that you can do with it. Well, look at that. It doesn't get much easier, does it? Okay. I'll set those off to the side. Okay, now for the alcohol. See, that's almost dry already. So, okay. So what I'm going to do, oh, let me get my napkin or my paper towel. You're going to want to do this. You're going to, this is just a flat edge brush. This is probably a cheapie. It's polyester. I wouldn't use anything good. But you're going to tap it in the alcohol, kind of tap it off once, and you're just going to start blending it like this, okay? You can see what's happening. You're going to tap some of that color off, put some more alcohol, tap it off once, and do it again. And you see how I'm getting some of those dark lines there? Those are those dried edges. You might want like those, you might not like them. So it kind of depends what you like in terms of what you do. My goal is not to spread too much ink around into the other areas. You know, that's why I tap my brush off on the paper towel before I put it back in the alcohol. So, okay, I think I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to tell you, if you see something you like, stop, okay? Now, alcohol dries pretty quick, and this will curl, okay? But I think that what I'm going to do, hold on, let me get this. I am going to use the heat gun to help this dry even quicker, okay? You can see I got that dark line. If I was going to use it in a card kind of like this where you were seeing most of it, I probably wouldn't want that. But for this, I don't think it's going to be a problem. And something you can do, let me show you here before let me get a piece of this here, is you can kind of take your paper towel and just kind of soak up off the edges too if you want. But again, for this application, it's not really that necessary. Okay, so I'm going to just use this to kind of hold it down, and I'm going to dry it. So hang tight, there'll be a little noise. It's already drying up here pretty well. And you can see I'm kind of pushing some of the ink around too a little bit. You can tip your vellum. You know, if there's a little too much, you can blot it off. Okay, and there's that. Make sure that's dry there. It looks wet, but it's dry. It's just where it was a little bit heavier. And again, I'm not too concerned about that edge, but you can see how pretty that's going to look. Let me set this out of the way. And we will, let me look at this card here. I'll show you how it's going to look. So what I did was I used this die from the Artistic Dies to die cut it out of here, punched out all the little pieces, and we'll be putting it back in. But you can see, you put it put it on a piece of white paper and see how vibrant that is. If you put it on pink, it kind of, I mean, you could do it if that's the look you're looking for, but I like that. It brightens it up quite a bit. And we're going to put it together like that, and look at how pretty that is. And see, none of those little flaws are showing. So, but before I do this, I'm going to do my little bit of stamping. I'm going to use the Hello out of this Artistically inked. And I'm going to do that right down here. Let me see, am I going to have it going this way? Which way do I want that? Yep, I'll put it right down there. Let me set that out of the way. And I like this. I mean, it's a pretty card. You could do any color combination you want to. There we go. Perfect. I'll put that out of the way. That's really all the stamping tonight. It's not really stamping with Denise. It's playing with Denise tonight, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So what I'm gonna do first is, this piece was like 4 inches by 4 1/4. So it was just big enough to cover up my flower. Now, I learned from trial and error, because I had to take this one apart, is I am going to put the adhesive on the white card around here. And for this, and you could even use either side too, because they'll look a little bit different. So for this, I'm going to use Stampin' Up's Heavier Duty Seal, which is Stampin' Seal Plus, because that, you know, vellum, whoops, what did I do there? There we go, does curl, and I want to make sure to hold it down, that I hold it down firmly. And by putting the adhesive here, I know it's not going to show through. I made the mistake the first time, put the adhesive on here, and I didn't, it showed through, and I had to take the whole thing apart. So again, it's kind of trial and error. I like this. I could sit and do make these little pieces all day long, which is fine, but then you have to make sure that you use them. Okay, so which way do I want it? Do I want it, do I want that side? That side. That side looks a little more vivid. Let's see. There we go. I guess I'll put this way. I just want to make sure I cover up the hole where the die came out of, the die cut. And I thought this is such a, and there we go. I thought this is such a creative way to use this. And then what I'm going to have to do is trim that off just a little bit with my paper snips here. Just kind of undercut it here a little bit. There we go. That doesn't show, and that does not show right there. Perfect. Get my little trash basket here close by. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and attach this to this piece. Okay, let's see. Probably don't need to use the seal on this, but I'm going to, since it's what's out. And you know what? I'm going to put seal all the way down. It's gonna sort of show, but it doesn't show. That's what because you'll have the die cut on top. I mean, you can see through there, but you know what? We'll have the die cut on top. I'm gonna do it this way. Oops, I didn't quite get it even. That's okay, I can trim that up. Give me just a second. I'm gonna go to my bigger trimmer and trim that up, okay? Give me just a sec. Okay, here we go, we're back. And that's an easy way to fix anything that you might have go wrong. Oops, I got a little piece of that in there. I really like this die. Now I could have die cut this with our adhesive sheet on it, so I could put it right back in there. Hold on, where does it go? Oh, there it goes like that. But I didn't. So I am going to use some of our Tombow glue. There's another little piece of the die cut. And just put, there we go, some small little dots of adhesive. I'm not even squeezing my bottle. These are just the little dots that are at the It's on the tip. And just put this in a few places to kind of hold this down. You could also use the fine tip glue pen, but you know what? I find this is, as long as I'm careful, this works just fine. I'll put a little bit right there, a little bit there. Here we go. Okay, and I'm going to put that right in here. Whoops, it slid just a little bit on me. There we go. Come on. Doesn't want to go in there. There we go. There we go. I'll take care of those little glue spots we see, but we'll get that fixed. That won't be a problem. I am going to use my adhesive eraser and just get that piece right, that little bit right there. But I'll fix those others. Okay, so there's that. That's the front. Beautiful. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to use some dimensionals. I'm going to attach it to the card. Let's put it this way. You know what? This isn't straight. I want to trim that one up too. Hang tight. That would bug me. Okay, now it looks better. Okay, I'm going to put dimensionals on that. Let that adhesive eraser go. And what I think I'm going to do to make some of those, I'll do it right now. Hang tight. Let me get it. That I can take some of the glare off of those glue spots is use my embossing buddy. This is something that Stampin' Up used to sell, but it's for when you emboss to keep the powder from sticking where you don't want it to, but it also will kind of take that sheen off of that glossy glue. Here we go. Here's that. Like I said, Stampin' Up doesn't sell that anymore, but I know that you can buy that at other places. So there we go. I might go over it one more time, but dimensionals. Here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think this is so fun because you can get so many different designs, colors. No two are the same. There we go. There's card number 1. There you go. Okay, and set that off to the side. And we will do card number 2, which is, we're going to be doing that one there. So again, I'm going to pull my alcohol over. Here's my hat. I'll turn the paper over. Where's my piece? Oh, my pieces are inside. Where's my, here it is. So here we go. This is the new, that card base, this one is the new, is polished pink. This one's soft succulent. Those are both new in colors. And so for this one, we're going to do the very same thing. The colors I am using for it are, these are all darks: Granny Apple Green, Old Olive, Mango Melody, and Just Jade. And you can see I did a couple of here, and they turned out very differently. You can see this one's got some of those hard, you know, those darker lines. I don't know what they're called. Kind of almost look like bubbles to me, and I kind of like that. This one doesn't have that so much. We'll see what I come up with. I might like one of these better than the one I do here. So we're gonna just start out here and do just like we did with the other one. Just cover it up with alcohol markers. Remember though, whoops, let me put another bunch of old olive here. Remember what I said though, the key is to get the 91% isopropyl alcohol. You need that higher percentage. The 70 just won't do it. Okay. Some dark mango melody on this, and then I'll probably go back and fill in some more greens. I don't know which green I like better on here. I think I like the granny apple green and the old olive, but I think they blended better when I was blending, but we'll see here. And like I said, you can use the lighter ones, but it's not going to be as vibrant of a color as if you use the dark ones. So again, play and see if you could get the look you're looking for. Okay, let's put some old olive in here. Green in here. There we go. Okay, we're going to try this. So that's what it looks like now. We'll see what it turns into. I'll turn that over. And remember, the alcohol does evaporate pretty quickly, so don't put a whole lot in your bowl. It'll just evaporate on you. I don't know, I paid about $3. My husband paid about $3 or something for that bottle. Ooh, I like the way that looks. See, I like that little modeling. You know what it looks like? Kind of looks like a turtle shell almost. But I'm going to try one more. I want to get those lines a little more on that. Right there. Okay. Get this. I'm going to get my heat gun again. Whoops. Too much stuff here. Use my heat gun to dry the alcohol. You can see I'm moving the ink around a little bit too. Okay, and that's kind of cool looking too. I lost some of my darker lines on that. So let me set this out of the way. Set this stuff. Okay, we'll put this together. Let's see, do we like that one? See, it's gonna look like that. We're gonna put that on there. We're going to put this, use the gold foil. What we'll do is probably just trim it up. Yeah, I kind of like that. What do you think? I think so. So this piece of white is the same size as this gold frame. I just made I used our gold foil, and I used 2 of these stitched rectangles, one inside the other, to make the frame. I think, was it maybe this one? Yeah, it was this one and this one, and I just laid them down and ran them through at the same time to make the frame. If I'd wanted a bigger frame, I could have used the larger square. Okay. So I think what I'm gonna do, again, you know, this one's not these are not curling as much as I had thought they were going to. Let me get my silicone, because I want to run my adhesive pretty close to the edge of this white here. And it might even go off, so this way it doesn't get my black matte all gooey. And this one, usually I say you don't need to do the whole side, but on this I would. Pretty much. There we go. Just kind of roll that in like that. There we go. Okay. And this is a little bit longer. It'll be trimmed up, but that's okay. Let's put that right there. There we go. And then I'll be putting that right on top. So I think I'll put adhesive on this. And we'll be ready to go here. I'm just trying to roll in the sides there. I'm trying to avoid getting adhesive. Whoops. The thing with this foil is it will show if you like scratch it or smudge it with adhesive or something like that. So I'm trying to be real careful with that. It's one reason my sentiments where it's at is I had a little smudge on it. So, and one more here. Okay, I'll put this down here, and then I'm going to trim that up. Whoops, that was not very graceful. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to trim this up. I hadn't intended on that adhesive hanging off the edge, but I think when I cut off this, all my edges of the white cardstock, it'll all come off. Try not to cut the gold. There we go. Oops. I may have to just fold that under there. So I'm starting to get the gold. Okay, I'm gonna trim this piece off here. I just always like to make them just a little bit bigger, then that way I can move them around if I need to, side to side, up, down. If there's something I want to not get in my, you know, within my frame, I can move it around a little bit. It gives me a little bit of more freedom. Okay, so let me sorry here. There we go. Okay. Move that out of the way. Yeah, I kind of messed that edge up, but you know what we'll do? We'll put the, much like I did on that one, we'll put the sentiment right over it so it won't show. So this is the inside. Since it's a little bit darker cardstock, I think it looks nice with a white inside. Here we go. And you know, I just ordered it was in the mini catalog, and it's carrying over to the big catalog, is the strawberry punch and the strawberry set. And I just ordered it. It came yesterday, and I thought it'd be cool to do this in reds and then punch strawberries out of it. So I had thought about doing it, and then it totally slipped my mind until about half hour before I was going live, and I didn't really have time to do it then. So maybe I'll have to try it with the strawberries and see how that works. So, okay, let's put this on here. And then all we'll have to do is put a sentiment. And I've got another fun thing to show you with the sentiment. Whoops. Okay. Put that right smack dab. And really, I could orient this either way. But I'm going to put it right in the middle there. And then I'm going to choose one of these many sentiments that I cut. I didn't know if you saw in the mini catalog this great stamp called Many Messages, and it's got all of these sentiments on it. You can stamp them all at one time. I like to do it on I like to use my stamp apparatus, because then I can go back. See? Look at that. Isn't that nice? And then it has this big die. You run it through your stamp and cut and emboss machine, and look at all those sentiments you get at one time. Isn't that great? Yeah, so I've got a whole bowl of sentiments from that. The thinking of you with sympathy and prayers that I used on this card came from that set. So I have a whole bunch more yet here. Hoping your day's full of love. Your kindness means more. There's a congratulations and happy anniversary. Just saying, hey, hello, be strong, be brave. Thank you ever so much. These are kind of petite little sentiments, and you know what? I feel like they'd be really good for if you were using our note cards, because the note cards are a little smaller, and sometimes you want a little smaller sentiment. So there's so many to choose from here. It's so much fun. And then it was all in one stamp and one die. So you could put, I'm thinking, hooray, it's your birthday. That kind of cover up where I goofed cutting up. Or I'm so happy to celebrate these moments with you. That one works too. So why don't we do that? Because that could be a birthday. Where'd my, there, my dimensionals go? And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just put dimensionals on the bottom half, because it's going to overlap. Like this. So you could have a whole bunch of these sentiments cut out in different, have them stamped in different colors, on different colors of cardstock, and ready to go. So you put a bunch of card bases together, essentially, and then all you have to do is put a sentiment on it. So there you go. What do you think? You like those? Which one do you like the best? Let me know. Do you like the pink one or the green one better? And actually, too, I want you to think when you might be, I'm thinking about changing the time on Monday for my live. So think about what time might work for you, and let me know. You can either comment below, or if I think about it, I might put up a poll and ask you to vote on that for me. Help me decide. I'm thinking about going a little earlier in the day, and I'm not sure what might work for all of you. So I want to thank you all so much for hanging around. I know this was a little longer than normal, but I hope you liked this blends on vellum technique, and I think the sky's really the limit with it. I'd love to see what you do with it. So thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out, and I will see you all next week at 8 Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Take care now. Bye, everybody.